The following program is brought to you by Pizza Productions.
I'm here to show the world. I'm here to show the world. Come on, bring it on.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Totally Unnecessary Wrestling Podcast. And we are here to review another totally unnecessary wrestling event. I am your host, Cody James, and as always with
Kevin Porter, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here. We're here to review the last 4 hours that was WWE Extreme Rules.
where they had absolutely no matches with Extreme Rules, except for like 2 or 3.
Man, we covered this on the pod on Friday, dude. There was definitely going to be some discretion held against the amount of stipulation matches that they were actually putting on this show, dude.
Which I guess if you're a Jim Cornette type, this is a good thing, because, I don't know, they might get desensitized to the whole idea of Extreme Rules matches.
Shit. Well, let's go ahead and jump into this shit, man. Not even fucking waste time. Which I get, man. You know, we'll give a little bit of flavor to the way we encountered watching this show today. So we both watched the majority of the show separately because I was stuck.
The first half.
I was stuck on the road having to drive my kid to camp because he's going to camp for the next.
He's
week,
going to
so
Camp Arawak, where he's going to go meet Angela.
That's right. We told him, we were like, if you can get a summer fling, do it. If you find a girl, Jory, have fun.
No, he's gonna meet Angela. She's gonna kill half the fucking the population of the people at camp this summer.
You can't wish that upon.
And we hope your kid is smart enough to avoid all this
My
crap.
kid's safe, dude. My kid's smart. My kid can withstand stuff like that. So
He'll be the sole survivor.
So we dropped him off at like 4, and so the pay-per-view starts at 4. So I basically I hooked up my phone to the Bluetooth in the car, so we were able to get the audio through the car, and we watched the first hour 45 on the drive back home on my cell phone, which for the most part, outside of the audio cutting up, stopping a couple times, it was pretty favorable in regards to the viewing of it. So
speaking of cutting up, this weekend, if you're into horror and that stuff, kind of off topic, but in the spirit of streaming, Shudder had The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs.
Oh, I remember Joe Bob Briggs, Cody. I remember Joe Bob Briggs.
If you watch Monster Vision, you may remember him too. But the whole problem was these assholes did not apparently prepare for Joe Bob Briggs to come to Shudder.
They didn't realize how big Joe Bob Briggs was in 2018. Now, did they?
Apparently not. And I couldn't get in to watch that shit for the first 3.5 hours or more.
So what'd you do with those first 3.5 hours then?
I custom my fucking computer and want to kick it.
Because you were sending me some pretty curse-filled rants on the internet there, bro. You were sending
I was pretty fucking pissed
messages
off.
That were like,
I don't get how a streaming company goes into streaming and doesn't anticipate peak hour fucking traffic with, I don't know, preparing for the fucking shit. People all over the internet were having issues with it, and even when they got it fixed, tons of people are still having issues.
Still sucked.
But
well,
it's
those guys really
demand.
need to get their shit together, Cody, now don't they? They really need to get their fucking shit together.
And the reason I bring this up is because WWE used to have this fucking issue.
Yeah, WWE, they've really gotten their shit together. I used to have issues, but for the most part, even just driving between Tri-Cities and
They'll still
Yakima,
have issues.
I was able to fucking stream, pretty much with no fucking problems, outside of a couple times it dropping out.
They'll still have issues, but compared to how it was in the beginning, where it would get 5 minutes to a pay-per-view, and it would just flat out fucking crash.
Yeah, and then it would start you off live, so you'd be you'd see stuff that you were trying to avoid. It was a fucking shit show, dude. It was such a shit show back in the day.
And then after a
for
while,
the last 4 years, I can't believe it's been that long.
After a while, they got it to a point where you get maybe halfway through, and then it would start fucking up constantly.
Yeah, it was always fucking up. Then the I don't know if that's your internet or your internet provider or whatever, but it would go out of HD and be an SD or whatever, and it'd just be fucking all shitty looking.
Well, no, that's because of how many people were using it. So,
is that it?
Because they couldn't give you as good of a signal coming out of their end.
Yeah.
What you would get was just total garbage.
Yeah, it was a lot of times. It was you'd watch that shit in such bad fucking vision.
And it would always be in matches where you actually wanted to watch.
Yeah.
And then it
Be
would
like
just
in a
have
peak
tons of
moment.
fucking issues.
And then it would just like, and do that for like 15 fucking minutes. You'd watch the whole entire match. And then as it's coming out, 1, 2, 3, HD. It's like, oh, great. I can watch him walk back up the ramp, in HD. Fuck.
Awesome.
Awesome. Well, it seems they've corrected that issue. I haven't seen that issue for a while.
It would go into full on fucking 240p. It was awful.
I know,
it was
dude.
awful.
Well, let's go ahead and fucking get into what was WWE Extreme Rules 2018, Cody. We had the pre-show, Sin Cara versus Andrade Cien Almas, which we saw Almas defeat Sin Cara. Got a solid B- grade from the Bleacher Report, Cody. So
I didn't watch it, so
I watched it.
I'll take
it was okay, so throwing some more paint on it. Like when we were waiting at the truck stop, right? And there was a Burger King across the street. So like instead of waiting in our car, we're like, fuck it, let's go over there. So I got on the Wi-Fi and we watched the pre-show on Wi-Fi over at the Burger King. And I watched it with 3 kids.
How's the Wi-Fi?
It was decent. But I watched it with 3 kids, and one of my kids' friends that's going to camp with him, he was like fucking talking about Sin Cara being all fat. He's like, yeah, that guy looks all fat. And I was like, yeah, he's definitely not in the best of shape. He's all talking shit. He's like, yeah, it's this fake shit. Like, this is the fake shit. He's like, I look the real shit. I'm like, oh, you like UFC? What, Ethan? Threw him down in the fucking armbar. I was like, snap, motherfucker, now go to camp, bitch! Shit!
Was that your kids talking shit?
No, it was me talking shit to his friend.
Oh, his friend? Well, fuck his friend.
In my mind, that's what I was saying when he said wrestling was fake. I was like, fuck you, motherfucking 13-year-old fucking...
Put him in the Brock lock.
Put him in the Brock lock. Call the police!
Yeah, I didn't see the
it was
the Andrade Cien
I wouldn't say it
Almas.
was the greatest match, but I mean they worked pretty decent. It was a fun little match.
Yeah, they
though,
worked
for a
pretty
kickoff
decent
show.
for a whole 7 minutes.
So in our second match of the night on the pre-show, we saw New Day taking on Sanity in a fucking tables match, which we finally saw Sanity with the fucking win, beating New Day in a solid C+ match, Cody.
Oh, good for them.
The action was strong.
I still don't get why they're called Sanity and not
The
Insanity.
spots were impressive.
Well, I'll take your
But
word
the
for
sum of
that
the parts
because I
was not
didn't.
necessarily up to the quality one would have expected from a match with this much talent involved, Cody.
Well, I'll take your word for it because
Nah,
I
it's
didn't see
Bleacher's
any of it.
report word. That's not my word.
Well, Bleacher Report better know what they're talking about.
So we kicked off the actual WWE Extreme Rules main card with the Raw Tag Team Championship match, the Deleter of Worlds versus the B Team, which we saw as,
And
I would
let me
say,
just
the
sum it
upset
up
of the
as
night.
this. Let me just sum it up as this. It was
upset of the night.
It was an upset, but the deleters got deleted.
Totally.
And
got deleted.
I'm probably jumping the gun a little bit here, but I think maybe the Hardys may be getting fired.
Why would you say the Hardy? You think that just come Monday and Tuesday we're going to see the Hardys both released?
I think they're getting released. We'll get to that when we get to the Jeff match, but
Okay. So we saw the B Team defeat the Deleter of Worlds in a C+ solid match. I was quite surprised with this outcome. I really didn't think that they were going to take the
I
titles
thought it was
off.
better than a C+. I
The Deleter of Worlds. I thought it was a fun little match, man. I thought they worked pretty hard.
thought it was at least a B.
Yeah, solid B. Well, they gave it a C+, so, they were on the verge of giving it a B at least.
I mean, all of the matches sucked, but this was probably the closest to not sucking that we got on the entire pay-per-view.
Oh, no, that's questionable right there. I thought the work rate was good, but, I wouldn't definitely call it match of the night or anything like that. But it was shock of the night, I would say.
It was definitely the one that didn't suck the most.
It was good. I think the B Team got made tonight, though, dude. I really honestly think that with that fucking interview segment at the top of the ramp, dude, they're over with the crowd now. They're over like Rover, bro.
Oh, and I want to ask something. Why, when they were doing the promos, did they not call themselves the B-Liters of Worlds?
That would have been great. But
You get it because they're mocking the
D-Liters.
D-Liters.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So they were the B-Liters?
Of course.
So, moving on.
Yeah, our second match on the main card was Finn Balor versus Constable Corbin.
Constipated Corbin,
Balor defeats Corbin in a B- effort with a small package, which...
How is that a B-?
It was all right. I mean, it was good psychology. I thought the match was pretty good in that sense.
I thought it was a dumpster fire.
It was, dude. I mean, they told the story of the bigger guy beating up the little guy. The little guy.
They did that all night.
To the
Who
end.
cares?
Well, it's kind of like, didn't you say that you thought this match they were gonna fucking extend this feud? I thought you said that on Thursday or on Friday.
They might.
From the sounds of it, I mean, just booning with a small package. I like to think that this isn't the last time we're gonna see Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin, which. For being given dog shit, I think they, definitely a B-, sure. Why not?
Yeah,
it wasn't the worst match.
When you compare it to a match like the B-Liters of Worlds versus the D-Liters of Worlds, and you give it a C+, was it?
Yeah, it was a C+. They said this match was.
I think it should have been flipped.
You think it should have been flipped?
Yeah, this is a C plus, and the one before it was a B minus.
It definitely wasn't the most enthralling match, but I mean, I guess it's good just to see Finn Balor on the fucking pay-per-view. I guess, you know. I guess.
Which, speaking of on the pay-per-view, where the fuck was Samoa Joe?
That's what I'm saying. Like, at least he's on the pay-per-view. Samoa Joe wasn't on the fucking pay-per-view tonight.
Samoa Joe's probably back to fucking the Performance Center to
They're
put people over.
They're reevaluating things now. Samoa Joe's he's gonna factor into SummerSlam. They're gonna give him something. Fucking so the third match.
No. Before we move on, I mean Samoa Joe's been on a losing streak since what? Forever? Since coming to the WWE, the main roster.
He hasn't really done anything since that Roman feud, has he?
He hasn't done
really
anything
last month.
No, and he hasn't really done anything. Period. Really, in terms of actually winning something or going somewhere or doing something or.
It's like, what are we doing here, guys? I don't know, dude. He's still a badass, man. I think they could still easily turn it around and make him into a fucking monster. I mean, just snap a finger, dude. That's all it takes.
But most of that is built on the fact of him being in TNA and being a fucking monster. And since getting him on the main roster...
He was a monster in fucking NXT. And, you know, it took a little bit of a slow build, but I think he's been, you know, on fire the last, ever since he's been on SmackDown. Even though they haven't used him as well as they could have, I think he's still been solid fucking performances. His mic skills are fucking he's in the prime right now.
His mic skills are good, but I mean when you can't back it up in a match on a pay-per-view,
yeah, it comes down. He's
not on this pay-per-view, so
right. Well, no, and I think that a lot of that just comes down to, you know, not everybody can be on the fucking pay-per-view, unfortunately, because with the roster just being as bloated as it fucking is. Dude.
Well, sure, but I mean, if you're good, you're gonna be on every pay-per-view, like say Roman Reigns, which I don't think he's good.
Which we'll get to Roman Reigns here in a minute.
Apparently, WWE does.
Our third match of the night was a women's champion, SmackDown Women's
Another
Championship.
garbage match.
Asuka versus Carmella.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
Can you let me get through the fucking introduction first before you start shitting all over this?
No, I
understand why you want to fucking
Was this even a match? Was this even a fucking match? I don't even remember any spots.
A little bit of a match. We saw James Ellsworth get put up into the shark cage, which that spot was so bad, dude. How the fuck did he just open the door? And then he's just like, oh, my leg is stuck. Oh, so stupid. This was like worst spot of the night. The two women's matches.
This match was just garbage. Both of the women's matches were garbage.
No, I would say this was worse than the other fucking women's style match, just for the simple factor that the other one had Ronda Rousey involved. This had nothing. This was just Asuka. James Ellsworth's getting down, those guys come in, and the guys are like, okay, let's get him back in, and Asuka's like, no, fuck you, and she wants to beat up James Ellsworth. Okay, so the psychology is she's so preoccupied with her anger over James Ellsworth, so she's gonna fucking waste another title opportunity just to fucking kick him a couple extra times, and then she gets smashed up against the fucking shark cage. Dog shit, dude. I understand why you interrupt me on that one, dude. This was the worst fucking segment of the show. It was really fucking bad.
I think the entrances and the outros and the package for this match were longer than the actual match. And what were the spots? And I'm sure someone in the comments section is going to go, well, the spot was the whole shark cage thing of him tossing stuff in and him getting caught in the thing and unlocking the door and blah, 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 blah. That isn't a fucking match. This is a garbage waste of fucking time.
It was basically just James Ellsworth getting a bunch of heat. I mean, that was all it is. It was fucking a waste of time. That's for fucking sure.
But he's not getting heat because people don't like him or hate him or want to fucking see
that's
his
the
ass
idea,
kicked or. I don't even think the idea of calling this a match is fucking insulting.
I would agree. I think it's pretty fucking insulting. It wasn't a match, dude. It actually got a C-, dude. So it's definitely the worst graded segment of the night so far. Which I don't think it gets much worse than that.
How the fuck did it get anywhere close to being as good as the B-Leechers versus the D-Leaders? How?
You gotta email Bleacher Report, bro. You gotta email them. Get it on their Facebook page. Start harassing them, man. You gotta tell them what's up.
I mean, I got a
Your grading system's fucked, fucking Bleacher Report.
They got a C+, and Carmella versus Asuka, we got a C-.
Yeah.
That's like a couple percentage points difference. How?
I have a feeling you're not agreeing with most of the Bleacher Report's gradings so far, and probably moving forward, not probably much more else. So I don't know. I don't know, Cody. I don't know. We go to our next match, United States Championship match. Jeff Hardy versus Shinsuke Nakamura, which lasted
Another
a total
non-match.
of 6 seconds, I believe. That was the official fucking record. Got a B. The segment got a fucking B, a flat B, which we saw Shinsuke Nakamura win
Again,
the United
how?
States Championship in 6 seconds with a low blow and a Shinkasa. And was it the Shinkasa? Kinshasa. And then at the end, though, we saw the interesting development of Randy Orton's return, and which we thought was going to lead to a match between him and Shinsuke. But then all of a sudden, Randy Orton turns around and fucking nut shots Jeff Hardy, and now we really don't know what the fuck's going on. And then I guess Tuesday they're going to have another fucking match between Jeff Hardy and fucking Shinsuke. At least it's advertised.
And like I said earlier, I think they're getting fired.
All right, so this is where you can
think the Hardys
definitely
are
explain and
getting
go
fired.
further out a little bit into the, like,
They
why.
both dropped titles.
Right? Right?
They both got at least at least Jeff got fucking embarrassed.
I thought immediately. I thought he was hurt. That's why they got him out so fast.
He had a sting. He had a sting match, and he wasn't even high or anything, as far as I know.
No, they would have never have sent him out there, dude. There would have been no way he was getting sent out if that was fucking the case. But it was kind of, it was a strange outcome. I mean,
But
now
he got
Randy
stinged
Orton's
out.
like, because like Shinsuke is like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, he's like, I don't know, man. It was a pretty strange fucking segment. It wasn't the worst segment of the night, but it was pretty
It was
strange.
barely even a fucking segment.
I'm glad Shinsuke's the U.S. champion, though. I'm glad he won a title finally. At least he gets that after everything that I went through with that AJ.
This is a
stuff.
participation title, basically.
Pretty fucking much, dude. It's a participation fucking title, so I don't know, man.
But the Jeff Hardy match was not even a match.
It wasn't.
I don't even get-
it technically is a 6-second match or whatever.
I don't get the point of what any of this was.
Well, that's why I said, like, I immediately thought Jeff was hurt because, like, they sent him out there and he barely did anything. So it looks like they were just trying to get the title off him so maybe he could fucking go home and rest and, fucking recoup after 25 years of
why are
fucking
they getting
injuries.
the title off of Matt?
I don't fucking know. To give the B team a fucking rub? Like, I mean, they could be getting fired. I mean, that's speculation at this point, but maybe. I don't know.
I'm thinking, I don't know. Maybe they pissed off fucking Vince or Triple H, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Conspiracy theories all around, bro. So, our next match saw the steel cage match versus Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens, which, on my end, this is kind of where I was, like, until I got here to your place, I didn't get to see this match nor the next match, so what was your opinion of the steel cage match? We saw Kevin Owens defeat Braun Strowman in an A+ match. It was an A+ match. So far, segment of the night, according to fucking Bleacher Report, Cody.
I wouldn't call it an A+ match, but I'd say it was pretty decent. Pretty. The problem with the entire pay-per-view was the spots. None of the spots even really made all that much sense. It was just kind of like, let's throw a bunch of fucking random shit up on a wall like Gene Simmons does when he's writing music. Like, everyone who's ever written a song with him says that, like, he'll throw anything up against the wall to see if it sticks.
That's what you think this pay-per-view was?
It sure fucking seemed like it, because it seemed like a child put it together in like a choose-your-own-adventure sort of way.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Kevin Owens and Braun Strowman match was bad per se, but it was sort of just like just sort of there.
Well, it's like we called it, dude. Like, Kevin Owens was going to definitely get the win in a steel cage match. It's designed so Braun Strowman doesn't look like a fucking asshole.
Well, we thought
getting jobbed out or anything.
We thought that Braun Strowman was going to win.
No, I'm pretty sure I called Kevin Owens winning this one. Because I felt there's no way that he was going to job out, because he looked like a fucking little bitch the whole entire fucking build up, up to the match. So I felt with it being a steel cage match, there's a lot of ways they can get around freaking, fucking Braun Strowman getting pinned 1, 2, 3 or something like that.
I was at least correct in the idea that they're going to handcuff him to the rope, but I was wrong in the fact that I thought the way it connects
cool.
to the pole, I thought that was gonna pull apart or break or something.
But it's pretty cool that he chokeslammed him on top of the fucking cage. All the like, I'm gonna have to go back and like look for the spot, dude, because it sounds amazing. Like he chokeslammed him through the fucking announce table off the top of the cage. Like what the fuck, dude? That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. No wonder it got a fucking A.
So I mean that part was cool, but the overall theme of the night was random spots. A lot of them didn't fucking make any sense. A lot of them didn't go from spot to spot, like in a logical order. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And just overall, the entire pay-per-view was just sort of like weird.
Well, yeah, I mean,
the pacing was strange.
Yeah, I mean, you went from like the Asuka Carmella match right into that Jeff Hardy fucking, fiasco. So you had 2 straight segments that were just like kind of ended very fucking flat in a sense, and then you go into this, getting choke slammed off a fucking cage spot. I mean, albeit a very awesome fucking spot. I can understand where you're coming from in terms of like the pacing of the show not necessarily being the best.
Like, I'm sure if you're a cynical person, you could go, well, this match was garbage too, because how stupid is Braun? Throwing him off the fucking
maybe he just wanted to inflict he just wanted to inflict as much pain as possible, and by choke slamming somebody off the top of the cage, albeit you're losing. I mean, maybe that just that was his flaw, his thought process in regards to that, which I can understand that.
Like some cynical people though will just say he's stupid. Why the fuck would you do that? But I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool at least.
It was pretty decent. It sounds decent at least. And for the second match that I did not see was the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, Team Hell No versus the Bludgeon Brothers. Which this sucks because I really did want to see this fucking match.
Didn't miss much. It was
the Bludgeon Brothers
too.
Defeat Team Hell No. Basically, they gave it basically a flat C. So
you didn't miss much.
Yeah. All right. We'll just kind of leave it at that. It was just a flat C. I mean, it looks like.
Like, okay, earlier in the pay-per-view...
Yeah, I saw the beatdown. The beatdown looked
earlier in the
fun.
pay-per-view, they cut to the back.
See, I like shit like that.
They're they're fucking healing on Team Hell No.
Yeah, because Kane's questioning, okay, so...
They do this thing where they slam the door, I think, on Kane's foot or whatever, which... How many times we gotta have spots where we injure Kane's foot?
Oh, well, it says Daniel Bryan took to the squared circle to battle Harper and Rowan on his own, so Kane wasn't even out there initially?
Well, yeah, you didn't want to get to that.
Oh, sorry. Okay, keep going.
So, I don't know. I guess the idea was we don't even know if they're going to have a match at all now.
Okay.
And so later on, the Bludgeon Brothers come out. They basically just send out fucking Daniel Bryan. He's getting his ass beat basically the entire fucking match. Kind of pointless match.
Yeah. Okay.
Sort of an opposite of the match with Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. Okay. No, I get what you mean.
So he gets his ass beat for 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Match only went on for 8 minutes.
Oh, so yeah, it was pretty short then. Yeah.
And then Kane comes out hobbling around like he's 70 in a boot on his foot. On his injured foot.
Right. I see what you mean, yeah.
And he comes out, not imposing like he used to be, not terrifying, just Kane.
Yeah, it says, like most of Bryan's return to the ring to this point, this basically left a more of a sour taste in one's mouth and creating excitement or anticipation for the next chapter.
Pretty much.
To make it back to the top of the WWE mountain. So, basically, yeah, Bleacher Report's basically saying it was a major disappointment of the night. So, fuck, well, I guess I'm glad I missed it then. Shit.
I don't know if it was the major disappointment of the night, but by this point, you have like 4 matches that are lame to boring.
Yeah, and then basically you still had fucking another 4 matches like to go.
Of lame to boring.
So our next match was Roman Reigns versus Bobby Lashley, this is halfway through this match is when I showed up. Got a B plus with Lashley surprisingly defeating Roman Reigns.
It's more of that, Roman Reigns isn't Vince McMahon's boy.
Just proving a point that fucking Roman Reigns isn't the be-all, end-all of WWE.
That or creative's just sick of him already. And
well, it's like you said when I got here, he kind of seems like he's been on a bit of a losing streak, but... I mean, he beat Samoa Joe. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, man. Like,
What are they doing with anyone?
Well, they had the announcement with Jeff, or with with fucking Brock Lesnar basically getting the ultimatum from Kurt Angle that if he doesn't either show up or agree to a fucking match at SummerSlam, he's gonna get stripped of the fucking Universal title tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw. So I mean, you got that to look forward to find out what's gonna happen. Bobby Lashley now
You know
has
what's gonna happen? He was scheduled to show up, and they're doing this as so. Oh man, I better watch because something might happen.
Well, they're gonna announce the match. We're gonna find out what the Universal match is gonna be at SummerSlam. I mean, we're gonna find out. There's no way he's getting stripped. You know, it's all storyline bullshit. But I mean, maybe they are gonna go with a Bobby Lashley versus Brock Reigns match.
Brock Reigns.
Brock Reigns. Brock Lesnar, fucking match, dude. So I don't know. Maybe that's the way they're going, but I don't know, man. It's kind of
Yay, we'd have the white Brock Lesnar versus the black Brock Lesnar.
I enjoyed it though, dude. Like I enjoyed the Bobby Lashley fucking Roman Reigns match. From what I saw, they were working fucking hard, you know. And it's like I always fucking say, you know, with Roman Reigns matches, like I'm never really disappointed in the match. The work rate's pretty good. It's just fucking the character itself is pretty fucking lackluster. It's just we need to see some sort of a variation at this fucking point, which hopefully
but
with him losing tonight, I mean maybe that's a step in the right direction.
I'm not really sure either of them are ring generals though.
I don't know. I think Roman Reigns has got a lot of talent. I really do. But his character needs a tweak though. He needs
I'm not
to do
convinced.
Something. So
even though I don't like his character, if he was a good wrestler, I'd still at least give him that. But I don't really care for his work in the ring. That's just me, though.
I like brawlers, though, dude. I've always kind of gravitated towards that more brawling style. It's
I like brawlers, too. But
I don't know. I don't mind his brawling, though. I think he has, like, solid in matches, dude. Like, I've never seen a Roman Reigns match and been like, oh, that was complete shit, you know? Like, the outcome maybe, but, like, in terms of him winning. But I've never thought the work rate was, like, that fucking bad.
Well, like, for instance, watching when he, in that whole second thing where he goes into the Superman punch, how he does that awkward sort of like Superman run to punch him in the face. Like he just looks awkward.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Like he moves around really awkwardly even when he does the drive-by or whatever the fuck they call it. And I don't know if it's the boots or what.
So is it just his cardio running that you have issues with? He looks like a jerk when he runs, Kevin.
Well, no, I just think he looks fucking weird when he moves around, and I think it has to do with those army boots or whatever the fuck he's wearing.
I remember you brought this up. You brought that up too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, hey, dude, that's a distinct possibility. Maybe you're catching something I'm not catching, dude. I mean, it's definitely a possibility.
Well, next time
I'm gonna watch his feet fucking placement.
Like watch how he moves around. I think he's moving awkward and
okay.
I don't know. It just comes off as maybe he doesn't know what he's doing or something. But I think part of it is because of those fucking boots.
It's a possibility. It's definitely a possibility. So our next match was the Raw Women's Championship Street Fight for Nia Jax challenging Alexa Bliss, which we saw ultimately Alexa Bliss defeat Jax. The grading on this one was an A-. The match itself sucked, I thought, dude. It was... I mean, outside of the Ronda Rousey spot where she just kicks ass, dude, I mean, that was awesome. That's probably largely why this got an A. The match, Nia Jax just looks awkward as fuck. You talk about people moving awkwardly. Yeah. Nia Jax fucking moves awkwardly, bro.
I mean, it was a fucking quote-unquote Extreme Rules match, and they looked afraid to fucking use any of the weapons.
Well, it was like in that first spot.
First spot. And
she's throwing all the weapons, and Nia Jax, instead of using them, is just like throwing them away. Like, I don't need these. I don't fucking need these.
Yeah, you do, because you lost the match, you fucking retard. This match was just fucking garbage, and the only reason they gave it an A is because they were beating off the entire time with some fucking jergens.
Well, Ronda Rousey was looking pretty good out there, too, so...
Well, that's another thing. How does two fucking pipsqueaks like Alexa Bliss and Mickie James, who probably don't have a brain between the two of them, manage to beat Ronda Rousey, Nia Jax,
they beat the 2-on-3.
and Natalya?
Yep, you're right.
How?
Yeah, I mean,
in what world does that make any fucking sense?
Ronda Rousey, yeah, she got jobbed out to a fuck, and then Ronda Rousey barely gets in there right after the 3 count. I mean. All in all, I wouldn't give this fucking an A-. I would definitely maybe give it like a fucking at least a B-, dude. I would give it
a C- because if you took Ronda Rousey out of that match,
it was a C- match.
It was a D- match.
Think so?
Yes.
I thought Alexa Bliss played fucking hard, and Nia Jax, I guess, you got to give her credit for just going out there, but at the same time, like, she just looked awkward as shit. She looks awkward as shit, and her selling sucks. Her fucking, like, I don't know.
It was a bad match, but they were afraid to use any of the weapons. Again, more randomly thrown together, shuffled together fucking spots that made no fucking sense.
Right.
None of these were matches. Not a single fucking one of them was a match.
Well, we kind of got to it in our next two matches. We actually saw two wrestling matches. We saw, which I automatically, once they kind of threw on the Bobby Lashley Roman Reigns match, I was like, all right, cool. They're going to put on AJ Styles in the main event. Nope, not this time. Apparently WWE has something against fucking AJ Styles main eventing a fucking pay-per-view in the year 2018. But we saw AJ Styles ultimately defeat Rusev to retain the WWE Championship.
AJ Styles could not main event a one match fucking event. He couldn't even main event that. For whatever reason, he apparently is not allowed to main event.
I don't know. They've got something against him, dude. There's something. Vince is saying something. I don't know, man.
Yeah, but yet he can be. Oh, Jesus.
Watching Lita and Trish Stratus in the background here. Yeah, it was Lita basically breaking her fucking neck.
No, it was a total back thing. Like the middle of her back, fucking. She looked like a scorpion.
Look at her head.
She looked like a scorpion.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
We'll get back to this Rusev AJ Styles fucking WWE Championship match.
How long
it's a solid match.
How long?
Solid
it was
match.
A decent match, but how long is AJ Styles going to babysit that fucking title?
I thought maybe they'd give it to fucking Rusev tonight, honestly. I thought they were actually going to fucking call it and give it to Rusev, but...
I was hoping, but, you know.
Apparently not, though. Tonight was not Rusev Day, for sure, so... I mean, it was a solid match,
tonight wasn't match day either. Because none of these
who
really
the fuck
matches.
is he going to lose the title to at this point on SmackDown? Besides, like, a Samoa Joe. Like, if that's what they're going towards at SummerSlam, like a Samoa Joe AJ Styles match, like... I want to see, if that's what they go with, dude, Samoa Joe all the way. I want to see him fucking take that title off. But outside of like a Samoa Joe win, who the fuck really is going to take the title off fucking AJ Styles?
Yeah, but they've aborted because the way they've been treating Samoa Joe up to this point has been a total abortion.
Well, it's like we were talking about
Whereas
earlier,
if they'd given him things where he could do something that would actually matter or mean something or win or do much of anything, really. Well,
this whole idea of like people not necessarily being on TV all the time, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Because in a sense, it kind of it's a throwback to, like back in the day, when you had Hogan on, he may have had a promo or something, but we weren't going to see a Hogan match every single fucking Saturday morning on Superstars or whatever, dude. Like, maybe it really helps with the overexposure factor that we fucking sit here and bitch about all fucking day, day and night about.
Yeah, but when they
maybe
do
that's
finally
a good thing that he wasn't on this paper.
When they do finally give him something, it's a dark match level bout with someone who isn't.
Well,
it doesn't lead to any
feud. Nonetheless, I mean, he still main evented the pay-per-view. So
who?
Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe. That was like the last thing that he fucking really did on outside. Well, I guess he did the Money in the Bank shit. What
I'm saying though is, when they give him something, it generally doesn't mean much. He had 4 weeks of just verbally handing it to fucking Roman Reigns and then can't back it up.
Yeah.
He comes out there and talks shit to someone else and can't back it up. So my whole point is that, like, had they given him stuff where he could actually win and do something and lead towards something, like giving him some momentum, in order to actually have an AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe match where Samoa Joe wins at SummerSlam and it actually...
Well, I would agree with that. I mean, he definitely has no momentum going at this point outside of, like, in my opinion, his promos being fucking some of the best in the business right now.
I agree with that, but what's that saying? They've let all the air out of his sails.
I can see where you're coming from there. There's definitely no momentum going, that's for sure.
And I'm not saying you need to just throw him out there and let him demolish people in 5 minutes and win everything.
No, I know what you mean. But
build
him up. Build him up.
They haven't built him up.
Yeah.
In fact, all they've done is done a year worth of destroying him, and I think he's close to not having any clout at all in terms of being a monster.
I think it's like I said earlier, man. With snap of a finger, man. That dude's fucking they just need to fucking get behind him and just fucking push him to the moon, dude. That's all that needs to happen. So let's go ahead and fucking get to the main event of the evening, which was the first time the WWE.
Well, what was our
AJ Styles
summation of this AJ Styles and Rusev match?
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I think we were both pretty confident that AJ Styles wasn't gonna fucking job to fucking Rusev. I didn't see the title change. Maybe kind of like the momentum going into it a little bit. I thought maybe after kind of like seeing a couple title changes tonight, I was like maybe they'll fucking switch the title. But
I was hoping they would because I mean, and now it seems like they're gonna break up Aiden English and Rusev because of that whole stupid fucking finish that I told you as soon as he pulled the thing off the turnbuckle that's how it was gonna do. That's how it was gonna turn out with with Rusev looking dumb, headbutting the fucking thing. And then 1, 2, 3, AJ wins.
AJ wins. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't know. We'll see what happens on Tuesday. We'll see where they go. I have, like, real no... I mean, it was pretty lukewarm, that whole entire segment, for me. It really wasn't, like...
The segment, I mean,
well, the
entire
match.
pay-per-view was lukewarm.
Well, you know what I mean. But this segment in particular, like, usually I get pretty hyped up for an AJ Styles match. But going into this, it wasn't, like... I didn't think there was any, like, threat to the title. So, like, I wasn't really, like... too hyped to see Rusev and AJ Styles, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I get what you mean there.
Alright, man. So main event of the night, we saw for the first time since SummerSlam 1992, we saw... No, let me go. So the first time in a singles match, we saw the Intercontinental Championship headline a WWF pay-per-view, which... Throughout this match, we're like, oh shit, this is the first time since SummerSlam, right? So me and you were both kind of thinking, like, when were the times the Intercontinental title actually main evented a pay-per-view? Which you brought up, Warrior Hogan in 90. That was the Intercontinental title headlining WrestleMania 6. And then the last time, technically, the Intercontinental Championship headlined a pay-per-view goes all the way back to September of 1995. In Your House 3, which we saw originally scheduled to be Owen Hart and Yokozuna defending the WWF Tag Team Championships against Diesel and Shawn Michaels for the WWF and Intercontinental Championship, all in the same match. So,
which is weird how that work if someone pinned someone and it involved Diesel and Shawn losing and which they weren't going to lose.
Diesel, he's going to be the new champion.
The Clique isn't going to lose because they fucking.
Well, they did that whole bullshit thing with the Bulldog fucking, Owen can't make it to the arena, da-da-da-da-da. And then fucking Bulldog subs in, and Bulldog's the one that gets fucking pinned, so it's like, you know, what the fuck ever, dude. But going into the main event, dude, we saw a 30-minute Iron Man match where Dolph Ziggler ultimately retained with the help, a lot of help from fucking Drew McIntyre, in what was, you know, again, a good match, but, I don't know, it's just this whole pay-per-view was a very... lukewarm pay-per-view. I think that's a good way of fucking putting it, Cody. And, you know, ultimately...
It was very tepid.
I didn't really think Seth Rollins was going to win the match anyway, but the ending was kind of stupid, how they kind of got into the tie, and then within 30 seconds, fucking, you know...
30 seconds, it was more like 8.
Yeah, like 8 seconds, fucking Drew McIntyre's out there, and then fucking BAM! Fucking Seth Rollins is down, and 1, 2, 3, fucking Dolph Ziggler wins, which... It's kind of cool, I guess, you know, building up fucking Dolph Ziggler. You know, I'm glad to see him get the win in a main event on a fucking pay-per-view. Like, who the fuck would have called that in January that Dolph Ziggler was going to main event a fucking WWF pay-per-view in 2018 and win nonetheless? So,
I did call today that they would be that would be the main event.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Fuck. I don't know, man. I mean, all in all, dude, I mean, I would say my favorite spot of the night was seeing the B team fucking win the tag titles. I was like, I legitimately was happy to see them fucking win, and I think they're made guys now in terms of you know, at least being a tag team for the foreseeable future, man. They're pretty much locked into that tag team scene there. So, you know, definitely, you know, for the most part, like, it kind of like we got a lot of, you know, questions going into Monday Night Raw and SmackDown this week. So hopefully both Raw and SmackDown will both be fucking exciting, and yeah, hopefully this coming Friday, Cody, we can have some fun shit to talk about moving towards the road towards SummerSlam, which ultimately is in about 5 weeks or so. So, any final thoughts on WWE Extreme Rules 2018, Cody?
I would give the entire thing a D-.
D-
at best.
I give it a C. I'll give it a C across the board on that one, so... Alright, man, well, I guess we'll fucking get the hell out of here, man. It's like 100 degrees in your fucking room right now. Fucking Yakima weather, bro. It's 100 degrees, bro.
Yeah, it was doing
summer.
nice. It was 80 and 90 and
All of a sudden it just got hot here.
yeah, high
Yeah.
90s.
The college
and
is
then triple digits.
the college isn't open on a Sunday, so we can't go record a fucking air
Nope.
conditioning. So we're forced here. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen. Fucking yeah, we will see you guys this coming Friday.
Later.